Okay, name the four rays shown. Well, this interesting thing here, uh, or name four rays shown. So let's do this. We could say there is this ray here, starting at V and going this way. Okay, we could name that V as the starting point. We could name it Vx, or we could name it Vy, or we could name it Vz. But they're all the same rays. It's the same ray with the same endpoint of V going in the same direction from V. So when it says name four rays, you can't name these three and think you've named three of them. You've only named one of them three different ways. Okay. Now, fun fact, you can't start at V and go this way. Well, you can. There's a ray there, but we don't have a name for it because we don't have another point over here. So we're not going to name that because we can't do that. But if we go to X, let's say we started here at X, we could go from X this way, and we could call that X. We could go through Y, ray XY. We could start at X and go through Z, ray XZ. And we could easily start at X, the same endpoint, but go in the opposite direction. And then which point is that? Well, that's starting at X, running through, well, the only other point we can name to run through is V. Okay, so that's another ray. Different endpoints. Well, so here you've got, this has certain endpoint. These have the same endpoint, but going in the opposite direction, so that'll make two different rays. Now let's go to another endpoint, let's say Y, and say, what if we went from Y in that direction? New endpoint, so it's going to be a new ray, and we could call that ray Y X going through X, or we could call it ray Y going through V, same ray. Yeah. What else could we do? Well, if we started at Y going in that direction, we could start at Y going in this direction as well. Okay, so we could then say ray Y, and starting at here and going there would be YZ. Okay, so we've done both rays going from Z. Now, what if we went over to Z? We could go over to Z, and we could start at Z, but what we can't do is go to the right because we don't have another letter going that way. Okay, so let's say we started at Z here, and we just went to the left. That's the only way that we can go, or we run into points. And then we call that ZY or ZX or ZV. They're all the same ray, so that's why they have them all in the same color. So what do we have then? Well, what we've got is one ray here with three different names, another ray here with two different names, another ray here with two possible different names, another ray here, and then another ray here with three possible different names but the same ray, for a total of 6 rays. Okay? And that's the gist of it. The point here that has points on either side means you can go that way or that way. It's going to have 2 rays that you can name. This point, since there's points on either side, will have 2 rays from it, here going that way, here going that way, again through other points. These 2 on the end, you can't go that way without, and have a name for it. So you can only go this way to name it. Same thing here, you can't go this way, only this way. So this one has 1 ray that you can name going through other letters. This one has 1. So it's 1, 2, and then these are 3, 4, and 5, 6, since you go in both directions for those. 6 possible different rays, multiple names for them.